So we can go ahead and hop into the NFC North, and I can start there too.
All right, let's do it.
I got your boy at 4, Justin Fields and the Bears. Everybody's expecting them to kind of make the jump. Think they've won 5 games of the past 2 seasons, 3 games last year. Making a jump and doubling their wins only goes to only 6 games. So we expected them to make a jump to 10, or a 10 game jump and win 13 games, or 7 game jump and win 10 games. I'm not so sure about that. I do think Justin Fields is still has a lot to show in terms of him actually throwing the ball. I do think that obviously we saw how good he was as a runner, but he still hasn't passed for 300 yards in a game. At the end of the day, you know, I'm not going for he didn't have any weapons, because Darnell Mooney, Chase Claypool are weapons. They're good. I'm not saying they're great, but we also saw Chase Claypool have double digit touchdowns with Ben Roethlisberger, who couldn't throw at all. So not going for that. Number 3, I think the Vikings take a big step back. I think this is Kirk Cousins last year, so he's kind of fighting for a contract. I do think that it's gonna be some ups and downs there with Alexander Madison taking over. They're losing Eric Kendrick as their kind of captain. They do still have Harrison Smith there, but their defensive,
Yeah.
aside from Harrison Smith, their corners are still,
Suspect.
to be seen. So I've got
Think they
them kind of
got
taking a step back.
yeah.
I've got the Detroit Lions at number 2. I do think that they're going to have a strong season. I do have them in the playoffs. I think they're going to have a great season. They've got 2 really good running backs with David Montgomery and Gibbs, and we'll see how Jameson Williams comes back when he does come back from his gambling suspension. He hasn't played very much, so I'm not having high hopes in terms of how he's going to end up turning out, because at this point he's almost missed he's missed a season and a half basically. I do think that I really wish that the Lions would have taken Jalen Carter, because I really think that defensive line would have been nasty with Jalen Carter and Aiden
Yeah,
Hutchinson.
Hutchinson, yeah, that would have been.
But Jameer Gibbs will do great. I think that their defense will improve with Jack Campbell coming in at linebacker, and then ultimately I have the Packers and Jordan Love at 1. I do think they're due for a big season. I think that the receivers I think that Christian Watson is going to take another step. I think Romeo Dobbs is going to take another step. They've obviously got good running backs in Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon. Reports were that they did look into Jonathan Taylor and were the other team. So I mean,
Mystery
that's,
team.
yeah, the mystery team. Defense, nasty. Rashawn Gary coming back. They've got, Jair Alexander. They've got, great corners, great defensive backfield. I do think that, what's my boy from Georgia, Wyatt, on the defensive line is going to take another step, as well as Quay Walker. So I think that the defense is going to be really good this year. I think the offense is going to be better than expected, and they're going to be number 1.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's hear it. Speak up. Speak up.
In number 4, I got the Packers.
Wow.
Ooh.
I don't like Jordan Love. I don't know. Jury's out on him. I don't know if he's a good quarterback. He could be. He might. I don't know. So their defense was not good last year. It was not good last year at all. So I don't. I mean, I see what you're saying about the younger players are developing, but I just don't think they had a good defense at all. Number 3, I got the Bears. I do think Justin Fields for this year. I'm expecting him and DJ Moore to go off for real. I think they're gonna find a connection, and once he get a good connection with him, we are, like you said, we already seen what he can do running the ball. So I think that'll be a good thing for them. And they got a good defense. Still some young pieces in the back, but they got a pretty good solid defense. Number 2, I got the Vikings.
Okay.
I got them up there just solely because of Justin Jefferson. I mean, the connection between him and Kirk Cousins is
He
really
gonna throw it to
crazy.
him.
He gonna throw it to him, and
If anything else.
they gonna be
Jordan
more
Addison's good
likely the
too.
sole reason they win any game, because their defense is bad. It's not good at all. But I just think that as an offensive team, they can put up some serious points and win games like that.
And they also had a lot of one-score games last year, so that's another reason why I had them stepping back too.
I got you.
Yeah.
And then number 1, I got Detroit. I
Okay.
really like what they did last year. People, I think Jared Goff is very underrated. People hate him for whatever reason. Like he was just been bad his whole career.
Mm-hmm.
This man done had shootouts with Patrick Mahomes before. Like I don't know, he's not a bad quarterback, and I do like the pick of Gibbs. I think he's gonna have a solid, actually a real good year. I think he eventually, because I think they currently have Montgomery starter maybe, but I just think with the loss of Williams and I think that opens up a good chunk of room for Gibbs to make work.
Yeah, I think he should be solid.
And I love their defense too. So
I know they got your boy now, CJ.
GJ.
All right. Mine's similar to that, but at 4, this might shock you. I actually got the Bears at 4, man. I don't think this is a year. I don't think this is a year yet. I think they still. I think they still a year away. I think Justin's on the right track though. I think they'll have more than 3 wins. I'm thinking closer to 5 and 12. That would be and like or what you say, even 6. I think
if they win 6 games, he's out of there. That's a wrap. You can't have a quarterback winning.
On how they win it though.
11 games in 3 seasons is nasty work.
We'll see. But yeah. I don't see them going higher than 3rd in this division. And I got the Packers at 3rd.
Okay.
Now, I'm not as low on Jordan Love as Chris is. I'm actually very excited to see him. I think he can make every throw you need him to make. And I do like the receivers that he has on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
I think the main thing with this team is just rallying around him, because you don't want, because like he gonna make mistakes, but you don't want that shit to like derail the vets that they got. You know what I mean? And derail the whole thing they got on. Aaron Jones still solid running back. Him paired with AJ Dillon is still a powerful 1-2 punch, and they'll carry that in. And I think that helps. That does nothing but help Jordan Love. So looking forward to that. Number 2, I got Minnesota as well. I got them regressing a little bit. No way in hell they win 13 games or even getting close to that. Like they had some solid games last year. They had some crazy games, crazy comebacks. Shy was on the other end of one of those. But
no, yeah.
But yeah, I don't see them win 13. I like Kirk Cousins. I like Justin Jefferson, of course. Jordan Addison's great pickup. They still got KJ Osborne in the slot. But so the offense is solid. We'll see how they shakes up at running back and see what they do with that. But that defense, I just can't get behind it at all.
Yeah.
It's just suspect all over. You got Danielle Hunter, which okay. That's about it. You know what I mean? You got
Harrison
Smith. You signed Byron Murphy, but I don't know. But
it's
a lot of questions.
Yeah.
It doesn't give me confidence to say that. And when you win 13 games, you're supposed to come to the next season. Okay, we fight for it. Going to I don't even get that sense from that
lost
team
to Darius Smith, Patrick Peterson, so
yeah. So Minnesota definitely regressing, and I got the Lions at first. Like Chris said, Jared Goff I think is underrated. Very, very solid quarterback. Not the best quarterback in the league. Probably not the best quarterback in his division. I like Kirk more than him right now, but I like Jahmyr Gibbs back there. Him with Montgomery, like y'all mentioned. I like defense. I like Aiden Hutchinson. I'm expecting him to have a big season this season. Coming off the edge. I like the rookie that they have, the linebacker that they drafted, Jack Campbell. I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited to see what he does. I think he's going to turn some heads, and it's not going to be just like with numbers. It's just impact. I think we're going to see that with him, and I'm excited. I am excited to see this team play Kansas City.
Yep. First game, really good game.
That's a great game to have in your first game. We're gonna see
Gardner Johnson coming over there too.
We're gonna see what they do. Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm excited about the Lions, man. I believe
Brian
in this
Branch.
season.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.